11 years ago, I wrote a piece called The Life and Times of Glory. It is a story weaving piece. It combines nursery rhymes, fairy tales, and fables. I've put them all in this one story that goes a lot deeper than you think. So, without further ado, allow me to present to you The Life and Times of Glory. I'll tell you a story about Jack and Glory. And now my story's begun. The Jack, the Cat, the Rat, and the Joker. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over candlestick. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over candlestick. Jack was nimble, Jack was quick, Jack jumped over the candlestick. The fire fled to far away, so Jack the hero saved the day. So unafraid was he to hold his stance to any flame, the village people called him Cole, and king he soon became. Young King Cole was a merry young soul, and a very merry soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three. Arrival of the Joker. In his courts came a joker, and the joker played as a jest. He danced and he sang until it was plain that the king esteemed him best. The jester was paid much in silver, and all the more in gold. An idea had he that a king he could be, and the kingdom he could hold. "O King Cole, you're a very merry soul, but alas, I make a plea. A rat has found my trove, and has stolen all my gold. Are the streets now to await me?" Now King Cole was a very kind soul, so he would not let this be. His guards searched the town, looking up, looking down, but the rat they could not see. But King Cole was a generous soul, and restored to his jester every single piece of gold. So the jester bowed his knee. "How I thank your majesty," and he left with a smile cold. Winter without fire. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. Jack was nimble, Jack was quick, Jack jumped over the candlestick. The fire fled to far away, so Jack the hero saved the day. But winter brought a price to pay. The jester would dance, and the children would play, while a man dressed pied came by the way, and arrived at the castle with a hope in vain to prithee the king for fire. And in that moment the joker sang, while ding-dong-dell the bells they rang. "O king, the rat, 'twas the rat again!" "Confound," cried the king, "I tire." The piper's plea. "O King Cole, you do seem a good soul, so I dare to make my plea. For I am the piper, in my hand I hold just the thing to relieve thee." "That?" said the joker. "What a thing, King Cole! Do you not have a pipe that you play with your bowl?" "Ah," said the piper, "this I play with my soul. I will bring that rat to thee." So a deal was struck for the capture between the piper and the king. To the piper Cole promised fire, though intended not to honor such a thing. A rat was found in the village, known near and far as a thief, so Cole would have him finished. But that night his lie was released. The jester came as the joker, and to the piper this lie he revealed. The angered piper set free the rat, and the king's fate then was sealed. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. The candles blaze more than they ought, and as you jump, you will be caught. The piper's curse. "King, you lied, O king. Fire you said you would bring. My people suffer in the cold, while you are growing fat and old. Away, piper, away from me. You do not know, so cannot see. That angry fire will not come within the walls of my kingdom. A curse I place on you, O liar. Mourning mothers, blazing fire, and your love, the fairest cat, her life be taken by the rat." 1 year passed, then passed some more, since the piper, young and pied, fled himself to far away and cursed the king because he lied. The king, he met a maiden fair, with deep-sea eyes and golden hair, enchanting as her smile be. King Cole got lost within that sea, and as the curse he soon forgot, more of his purse the Joker caught. The Piper's Wrath. Now King Cole was a very merry soul, and a very merry soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three. Ding dong dell. Can you hear the bell? The Pied Piper comes from a deep, dark well. The children play till they hear his call. They drop their chalk and forsake their ball. The mother mourns her child gone, for every child heard his song. Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantments. Come, little children, away, far away. I know a garden of magic. Come with me to a land of dreams with jub-jub birds and tum-tum trees. The Jabberwock is slain each day by the hero of Far Away. The greatest man of Far Away will scorch the land with a blaze today. Aftermath. As prophesied, the mothers mourned. As blazes grew, the king was scorned. The Joker used his coin, and then he bought cool water for the land. The king was taken to a hold, his kingdom bought by Joker's gold. It was the most amazing thing. King became Jack, and Joker king. Maiden and the Teller. Grieved fair maiden ran away, a promise on her lips that day, to find the man who sent the blaze for her love's kingdom to raise. Hope against all hope did she, that her Jack might soon be free. She found herself a teller's shed, in want to get her fortune read, but the Joker ran ahead. He donned a wig, wore gold and red, paid off the witch and took her stead, and poised himself inside that shed. "Oh, Teller, please, I ask of thee, would you divine a man for me? I hear that he is far away, and so I come to you today." "Hush, dear child, hear me true. That man I can divine for you. But there will be a price to pay, right? Then will my necklace do?" The fortune. I'll tell you a story about Jack and Glory, and now my story's begun. I'll tell you another, the rat and his brother, and now my story is done. "Not fair," said the maiden, "in riddles you speak, and I still do not know the man that I seek." "Then plain I shall speak. Will you understand that? The one you are chasing, my dear, is the rat." "Ah, I know of the rat. Indeed, he fled to Far Away," the maiden said, "the night he was to lose his head." Another fortune. "Maiden, a story I will regale, about a rat who lost his tail. Three blind mice, see how they run? They all chased after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life?" "I thought you would tell me about a rat." "That I shall I that? He is closer than you think. Just leave here, look left, and blink. Something odd will catch your eye. Follow it, and you'll know why." The maiden begins her journey. So the maiden paid her helper, whom she'd believed was the witch. Joker thought himself quite clever, knowing he had made the switch. He left the necklace to the teller to do with it as she pleased. He, with plenty gold and silver, now could rest his mind at ease. In a day or two, thought he, perhaps he'd set the poor Jack free. The faraway lands. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome rats outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub-Jub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. And as an uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. The maiden in blue, and the rabbit in white. Little white rabbit, hippity-hop. Little blue pony, clippity-clop. Out into the streets went she, an odd thing to be seeking. When left she looked, white fur she saw, a funny rabbit speaking. "Oh, I am late, how late I am! The queen will turn me into jam!" His watch secured on waistcoat band, he hopped off through the darkened land. Little bunny, oh so funny, wherefore dost thou hop away from me? Thou art the very one I seek, and I shall chase thee even though you flee. The rabbit hopped into the wood, the maiden soon to follow. Alas, the rabbit disappeared into a little hollow. The maiden squeezed herself on through, but what a foolish thing to do. A hole was there she could not see, and tumbled down head first did she. Luckily she was not hurt, although her words a little curt. The maiden has gone far away. Ding dong dell, someone's in the well. Who has fallen in? A silly little simpkin. Someone get me out! Call for Timmy Stout. The maiden, being more petite than most, held easy hope that any man could pull her up as she held to that rope, but it came quite a shock to her when she saw not a man, but Timmy Stout, a little boy, held the rope in his hand. How odd, thought she, though odder yet is that I am not sopping wet, and how I came out of a well when down some random hole I fell. But little Timmy disappeared, so much to her surprise, and as she looked around, the wood was tulgey to her eyes. She felt a little chill and thought how brillig was the day. But since the rabbit still she sought, she must be on her way. The maiden and the hero. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome rats outgrabe. She held her arms around herself long time, the manxome rat she sought. Then spotted she a tom-tom tree, and a man, eyes closed, in thought. Excuse me, sir, for I am lost, directions I implore. But softly on the tree he leaned, and all he did was snore. But as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. The maiden's eyes went wide with fear. She could not fight. What could she do? Oh, how she longed for Jack! But suddenly the man awoke and ran his vorpal sword right through. He left it dead, and with its head he came galumphing back. See, I have slain the Jabberwock, so do not fear, you will be fine. Then realized he just who was she, and added, so your life is mine. The cat is trapped. She did not know what he implied. Said she, indeed, I almost died, and I will thank you one day true, but first there's something I must do. She wished to ask him if he knew a rat or rabbit passing through, but he stopped her mid of speech. She would not make her beseech. I, dear maiden, tip my hat, for you see I am the rat. But you, dear maiden, are the cat, and I will have none of that. Jack mourns. Little kitty, oh so pretty, wherefore hast thou gone away from me, with boots of white and fur of golden yellow and eyes deeper than the sea? Poor old Jack, he's never coming back. He traveled around the world just to find his kitty cat. The cat he didn't find, but the bell she left behind. He stayed away, cried many a day, and now has lost his mind. The end of chapter 1. The Life and Times of Glory, Chapter 2. A story about Jack and Glory. I'll tell you a story about Jack and Glory, and now their story's begun. Once were 3 little mice who ran around the town and through. The town, by name of Hamelin, would tell these mice to shoo. Yet the mice were a minor nuisance, stealing only 1 or 2 cents from rich pockets now and then, and that was all they'd do. Once a farmer and his wife, a rooster and his hen, met a woman whom her life spent in a hollow den. This strange woman in that hole within that hill she owned a bowl. Since the couple caused no strife, she gave that bowl to them. A lion and a unicorn were brothers of a girl, and every smile she put on had meant to them the world. Every day they would compete to see which brother she would greet, finding treasures she could own, gold, silver, gem, and pearl. A young boy by the name Jack Jelf could not spell the word pie. His mother put him on a shelf, and there he'd sit and cry. And should it be a sunny day that he want to go out and play, it often would be just himself while others passed him by. The Bid for Glory. Glory, Glory, what a name! It fits you perfectly, for every man in all the land would fight for you with glee. At each and every morning come, your radiance outshines the sun. Ask and you'll find anyone would love you gratefully. Jack, dear Jack, oh, what a shame. Come watch this awkward boy. To think he could win Glory's hand by some courageous ploy. Men have come from all around to gather to this humble town, hoping to some day be bound by lovely Lady Coy. But odd as every oddness be, Glory's eyes did follow Jack. Laughing, they go over there. Holding hands, come over back. The bowl. There is a bowl. The toy maker made it, by magic and comic delight. In went a little boy, out came a giant. He gave many children a fright. Whatever goes in will surely come out, and whatever comes out will grow. The longer you stay, the larger you'll be. That boy stayed 5 years in a row. The Giant. A large boy lives up in the sky, awaiting his mother up there so high. Everyone else was scared away, so he makes pottery each day. And he will sit in Skyfish Glen with a pie baked just for him, and he will feed and he will hold his pet goose with her eggs of gold. He will forget his silver bell with which his mother wished him well, and in this way wait her return. Anyone else this boy will spurn. The Mice and Jack. 3 mice, acquaintances of Jack, followed him for his strength, and though academics he lacked, his kindness went good length. As a young man, kind Jack could carry 2 full-grown men up a hill. He would not sweat, he would not tarry, doing much work with good will. One day, as the mice were out, a butcher passed them by. With vegetables he went his route and said, "Well, my, oh my." "Well, my," he said. "Well, oh my soul." The mice ducked quickly round a bend. To think they own a magic bowl, that rooster and that hen. And bless me if it isn't true that those 3 beans inside would lead one to the potter's goose, whose gold eggs are his pride. The mice conspired with each other, Hunter, Joker, Pan. "Let's get that gold," said Hunter. "We will live like merry men." Said Joker, "We will need more strength." Said Pan, "Then let's get Jack." For little Pan liked that young man, though Joker laughed, "That hack." Jack trusts the mice. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All play and no work makes Jack a mere toy. If all he does is work and play, our Jack will surely be a very sadly boy for you and silly toy for me. Where be Jack? He's in the field again. 3 mice be looking for him, with beans stolen from the hen. Where be Hen? Unconscious on the floor. A frying pan had met her head when she answered the door. Lured in by tales of gold, kind Jack followed the mice. Out into a field they went to plant their magic beans. "Keep the golden goose for Glory, Jack," was their advice. "We only need 12 eggs to live as fat as kings." But what great lies from these little things, and what great things from these little lies. If you ought to be a king, do not think the mouse is wise. Climbing. And have you ever climbed a beanstalk? Have you, my dear friend? Let me tell you, if I may. Come now, your ear to lend. Are you prepared for me to say? This secret you must guard. It's hard. Fair weather. All work and no play makes Jack a little dull. Yet one cannot but to admit his strength is like a bull. For when the mice are tired, they just cling and let him pull. You do all the work, my friend, and I'll keep all the find, because you're very nice, my friend, so I know you won't mind. Arrival. Up in the clouds, a monstrous potter keeps his giant sword for slaughter. Never shall a person pass to go beyond the sky. 80 years a many, there alone a friend not any, he shall watch the skyfish splash and play up there so high. It's a fairly good arrangement for a potter with derangement, who is thankfully asleep when into the house they creep. Their minds began to wander, their hearts began to pound, each moment's breath felt longer, may he stay asleep so sound. As imagination flew, scared eyes knew not what to do. Perhaps the pie upon the sill was made out of his latest kill, and if that sword came crashing down, surely it would split the town. Yet as they scanned around, they found their dreams might just come true. I spy with my little eye. The golden goose is sitting by. Hurry, urged Joker. Come quickly, said Hunter. Softly, hissed Pan as they moved. Jack came along and followed the brothers until they arrived at the goose. That goose is quite a size, said Jack. Said Pan, then help us bring it back. But as Jack reached the goose of gold, a shimmer did distract him. Away there by the fireplace, a silver bell attract him. Why stop you for a silver bell when have you all this gold? Which do you think would make fair maiden happiest to hold? Unless it to be sold? The fumble. As Jack ran with the goose in hand to get the silver bell, the fireplace was much too hot for the bird to be near. Jack pressed on. It all went wrong. The goose, it fussed and fell. Forget that hack, said Joker. I've the goose. Let's out of here. But Jack was nimble. Jack was quick, and he secured the bell, then used his other hand to scoop a great serving of coals. No second thoughts, he threw the coals. The mice, they yelped and fell, for those 3 mice would leave him there and take off with his gold. Alas, the coal was much too hot. As it was thrown, the mice were caught. The pledged revenge. The mice screamed out in pain, for it had got into their eyes. I'll kill you, promised Joker. Better run now while you can. As Jack neared the goose, that he might take off with his prize, Hunter took a swing at him for burning little Pan. But while they fought, the monstrous Potter rose out from his bed. Who are these little rodents in my house? The giant said. Jack said, well, I am not a mouse. He took the goose and ran. Consequences. The mice were blind and could not see. They tried to hide, they tried to flee. The Potter's shouts made thunder gasp, and soon each mouse was in his grasp. Where be my goose? Roared the giant, lest I squeeze out your life. It's with Jack, who's climbing down the beanstalk, squeaked the mice. Down the beanstalk, down it fast. Run, Jack, run. To the shed to get an axe. Quick, Jack, quick. Back again and hack again. Jack has won! Down fell the monstrous Potter with a topple, teeter-totter, and a crash. The little mice were still in hand, all hazy, daisy, dizzy from the clash. Jack has won. Hip hooray! A frabjous day! A golden goose for glory! Hurry, Jack, to bring it back. Let's have a wedding story. Where be Glory? She's on the highest hill. The men compete each year for her, they're fighting for her still. Where be her brothers? Competing with the rest. No man shall claim their sister till the brothers they can best. But look, here's Jack. Will he pass the test? Look at Jack, running down the way. With the golden goose for glory, surely this will be the day. I declare, surely marriage, this I say. Surely marriage, this I say. How incredible life can be, baffling us with mystery. And now their story is done. Lovely Glory did accept the golden goose from Jack. With a smile she declared, Indeed, this is a gift. But you know that I am Glory. One thing you still lack. If you are to claim my hand, your prestige you must lift. For who in Hamlin knows you as any more than a hack? Glory's reflection. This is Glory's mirror, mounted o'er the table here. This is Glory's hair, curling, waving, golden, fair. These are Glory's lips, red as cherries and rose tips. These are Glory's eyes, brown like earth where beauty lies. This is Glory's tear. It's not reflected in the mirror. Glory's brothers see to it. Glory with much, and Jack with none, yet what he had he gave her. So Jack went out to gain prestige, that he might one day have her. Meanwhile, Glory's brothers, they could not believe their eyes. Surely 'tweren't that oddly Jack who brought back such a prize. Quickly, find a better prize to set before our sister's eyes. Family. The lion and the unicorn were fighting for a crown. The lion beat the unicorn all around the town. Some threw them white bread, some threw them brown, but all helped to pack them up and send them out of town. The brothers had to leave that day. Bags packed, they left for far away. But Glory won't be cast aside, for she is the people's pride. She will stay with them a year, then at last escape from here, to go and find her brothers dear, and live then by their side. The end of Chapter 2. The Life and Times of Glory. Chapter 3. Another. The Rat and His Brother. I'll tell you another. The Rat and His Brother. Whatever happened to those mice held fast in Giant's hand? When Giant fell, they did as well, quite near the farmer's land. But being blind from cinders and with no sense of direction, they had to go by ear and feel and stumble on correction. It wasn't long before the farmer's wife came to the door, with in her hand a carving knife meant to prepare some meat she had gotten from the butcher not too long before. And when the mice had heard the door, they scurried quick to greet, for when one stumbles blind, he tends to quickly find his own defeat. The hen's revenge. The hen screamed when she saw them. "Thief! A thief! My husband, come!" The mice thought they could placate, but the hen knew who they were. So when they gathered close, she grabbed their tails to suspend them, then cut their little tails right off, intent next on their fur. They should really thank the timing of that old rooster. The rooster crows. "Shiver, shiver, quiver, quiver, oh you little mouse, for you realize that you are upon the farmer's house." And as the farmer came around and saw the little mice, his anger burned. He raised his hand and slapped each rodent twice. But as he noticed these 3 little mice without their tails, blind and hurt and scared and squeaking out their little wails, he turned his head to see his wife, who offered slight a sigh. She'd not known that the 3 were blind. It made her want to cry. The rooster glared a fatherly glare and flicked each on the forehead. "Why be it ye stole our beans? What be it ye intended?" "We're sorry," said Hunter. "We were hungry," lied Joker. "We heard of treasure," said Pan. The rooster sighed. "That bull's their pride, and their beans had a plan. But to be young again." He eyed them very crossly. "Look at ye, so pale and thin. A mouse without a tail be like a cock without a hen. You're not like any mice I've seen, and ne'er shall ye be men." Direction. And for a while longer they were lectured and admonished, but as the farmer spoke, his wife went back inside, and when she returned, what she brought found them all astonished, for she carried what the farmer claimed to be their pride, a bowl as white as ivory. "'Twas meant for our children, but we won't see that day. Since ye need cross the water, this might help you on your way." Said farmer, "Travel carefully." "Why across the water?" Hunter asked. "And we can keep—" "Never you mind about the bowl," said farmer. "Find Bo Peep. If your tails be reattached, that's the maiden ye must snatch. But I hear she's been far away still looking for a sheep." Sailing. 3 sailors went to sea, to see what they could see. But all that they could see, was the bottom of the deep blue sea. O ladies of the waters, O ocean's lovely daughters, will you listen, for I make a plea? I must go far away now, but I don't know the way how. Would you take my vessel carefully? Great be the beloved of the sea. Fortune on their side, they traveled with their pride, there inside the farmer's precious bowl. O brothers, grasp your tails, and with each other sail, and don't forget the value that you hold. To faraway shores. Embark on faraway shores. Go out ahead and explore. But as a guest, it might be best if sense you don't ignore. 3 young brothers stumbled dark, for they'd been used to sight. 2 years passed since they embarked to tell Bo Peep their plight. But by this time, they'd learned to live. The eldest hunts for food, and out of pity one might give the jokester something good. The youngest likes to play his pipe, and earns himself a penny. And while they hate, they do not gripe, though execrations many. Gold's call. Ding dong dell, hear the golden bell, a golden goose for glory, and a golden house to sell. Gold, you say? Hurry, lead the way, for the one who lives there shines as brightly as the day. The brothers set out to check on the news, spreading through Tulgey Wood. Perhaps some excess gold they could use, and if that be so, they should. Glory is far away. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all? Knock, knock at the door, milady. Shall we turn them away? Not so. Let us have them in. May it be some fun begin. They seem to be rather shady. Perfect. Have them stay. Glory was to be a queen since the White Queen died. She was a wonder to be seen, it could not be denied. And she was powerful indeed. A golden house attracts all greed. Once in, none could get away, not even if they tried. 3 brothers came in at the door, still blind, though wearing smiles. Oh, happy to meet her once more. Yes, happy for their guiles. But she could see them out and through, and knew exactly what she'd do. She'd make toys out of these ones, too, to play with for a while. A plea to Glory. What can I do for you, adorable dears? Hunter and Joker pondered the gold. But Pan piped up, We've been blind for 2 years, and the story of their lost tales did unfold. I see, said Glory. Ah, you've reminded me of some wonderful days now ended. She shook her head. So, you need tales rebinded, and for your eyes you'd like them mended. You can do that? Asked Hunter. You would do that? Said Joker. Said Pan, I'm glad that we're befriended. Glory chuckled. But I can give you something better. I have made a potion that can well enhance your being. It makes lightning sharper, armor thicker, roses redder. And of course, you'll never again have a problem seeing. You can do that? Asked Hunter. You would do that? Asked Joker. Said Pan, Is this on sale? For this simple task, said Glory, I'll just need your tail. Our tails, said the brothers. Glory shrugged. Or find others who can do the things I do. No, not at all. We thank you. Rats. How can a mouse be something great? If you mean something different, just take his prided tail away, and knot and turn and twist it, and voila, just like that, you've got yourself a rat. Pan became the piper with a wooden flute to play. Hunter is a thief who can steal even hearts away. Joker now can change his face to whatever he would be, and so they went to get their bowl and sail across the sea. Another story. 3 large rats went to sea in a bowl. If the bowl had been stronger, my story'd be longer. Water's mischief. Dear ladies of the waters, O ocean's fickle daughters, may save or drown the ones who fall inside. These 3 rats should remember just how lucky was their venture, that all they really hurt was just their pride, though these 3 the water did divide. Joker now to nearby come, piper to the mermaid's glen, thief go back to far away and steal the hearts of fair women. The end of Chapter 3. The Life and Times of Glory, Chapter 4. Eternal Coal. Jack went to the marketplace to earn himself a penny, but this would be a hardy feat, indeed he hadn't any. Little children passed him by, in song along the road. To market, to buy a fat pig, home again, jiggity jig. Eager parents set up stands or carried round their load. Old clothes to mend, old clothes to mend, for those in need, old clothes to mend. The market was very lively, and brought a wondrous smell. Hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. But all Jack had aside from clothing was a silver bell. Ding, dong. This bell's all wrong. It will not toll nor play its song. The children. Timmy, Timmy, funny. He's like a little bunny, eager hopping, never stopping, rainy day or sunny. Tommy, Tommy, fully. He is such a bully. whacking here and thwacking there and walking tall and coolly. Johnny, Johnny Blue Boy, each day is a new toy. That little jerk, he doesn't work, he just invents a new ploy. As Jack was on the road out walking, 3 young children caught his eye. If not so comical their talking, Jack truly might have passed them by. Said Tommy, I went up a flight of stairs. Said little Timmy, just like me. I went up 2 flights of stairs. Said little Timmy, just like me. I went into a little room. Said little Timmy, just like me. I looked outside a little window. Said little Timmy, just like me. And there I saw a monkey. Said little Timmy, just like me. Tommy laughed for all his glee. Johnny laughed and slapped his knee. Jack came over, quite amused. Timmy scowled. Hey, who are you? Jack grinned and made his hands like claws, growl in his throat to make them pause. Raw, I am your worst nightmare. Ah! The kids went running scared. Timmy's home. Jack followed after them in fun until they got to Timmy's home. His granddaddy was on the porch, slowly rocking back and forth. Soft, Granddaddy sang a song. Away, away, oh, working day, and leave me with the moon alone. Away, away, oh, striving day, and leave the moon with me. Little Timmy sang along. Away, away, oh, burning bees, and leave me with a peaceful song. Away, away, oh, flaming bees, and leave a peace with me. Granddaddy. What song is that? Jack asked the man. It is a lovely tune. It is a song from far away to celebrate the moon. They say the moon will bless a child once upon a time or two. Then the man, he raised a brow and asked, So who are you? Jack told him of his wanderings and of a maiden's hand, of monstrous Potter, golden goose, and of his future plans. I must become someone great for mine to be with glory's fate, but all I own's this silver bell that doesn't ring. I understand. The old man smiled kindly. Timmy's mother's gone to market. When she comes back, I'll let her know we have another guest. Jack started. Sir, this kindness, I don't know how to accept it. Said the man, Then no. You are to work and play and rest. Jack becomes his own. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All play and no work makes Jack a mere toy. But if Jack were a precious guest, and if he were to get some rest, then things might work out for the best. Jack stayed with them for a year. Wash the dishes, catch a fishes, ho, hi, ho. Jack, he loved them very dear. Mend a ribbon, sew a trimmin', hi, ho, hi. Little Timmy was a brother. Blue Boy Johnny was another. Like Jack, John had been alone until he'd come to Timmy's home. Timmy's mother loved all children, even Tommy was welcomed in. Jack's life never felt so clear. Song a-singin', joy a-bringin', hum, hum, hum. Timmy and Jack. Timmy, tiny Timmy, what happened to your leg? It was just born smaller than the other. Timmy, tiny Timmy, what makes your walking strange? Shut your mouth or I'll go get my brother. Johnny? Johnny won't come. No, I meant the other one. See, there he is. Here he comes. Jack is strong. You'd better run. Jack came back from market with a basket full of clothes. Some kids ran fast away. Come, let's get hot cross buns from the baker. Timmy laughed and came to greet him. Hi, Jack. What are those? Jack grinned. Extra cloth I got from the candlestick maker. Timmy made a face. Mama says he's a no-good tax man. Jack shrugged. He had extra. Get good, cheap things while you can. Bad things tend to happen, though, when that guy is around. Fire always follows him and likes to burn things down. Let's not think on it right now. Mom's birthday is close, right? I got this cloth for her. She works so hardy day and night. Until I can gain more prestige, I can't quite pay her back. But with some extra pocket coin, I got this cloth, said Jack. And we have eggs and flour, said Timmy, so we can bake. Good idea, said Jack. Then let's make our mom a cake. A birthday wish. They celebrated birthday dreams and went to sleep that night. But Tommy came to call for Johnny so that they could fish. Timmy wanted to go too, but in vain made his plight. As they ran off, he woke up Jack and told him of his wish. Jack agreed to take him, and they tiptoed out the back, not knowing at the front that burning bees were coming in. The house began to crackle, but by the time the sound reached Jack, though he returned swiftly, there was no way he could win. Mother, the cruelest fate I've ever known is this: to live within your warm embrace and kiss, and find my comfort by your open arms, wherein you have protected me from harm, wherein I've found a joy that makes me strong, by which I've been corrected when I'm wrong, for which I live to fight another day, and wherein my tears are wiped away. This person who is grace, when I am wild. Mother, dearest mother of this child, to live within your tender loving care, and then wake one day to realize you're not there. Granddaddy Longlegs and Mother are gone, and I do not know why I am alone. Jack's wrath. A fire rampaged through the town. It burned many homes to the ground. It targeted first any land of those who dealt with Candleman. The night was long with suffering, and hate raged hot for Midas King. Hot and high as any fire, and Jack's rage reached even higher. Candleman, Candleman, why take so much tax? I'm employed by great King Midas, that you won't be lax. Candleman, Candleman, all day we break our backs, and we will suffer you no more now that you've come to Jack's. Fire rage without, and it may burn down a house, but what it burns within will rage outside again. The fate of Midas. The people followed Jack to win their city back. They would not cower now, not after this attack. They stormed to find the king. For long he'd not been seen, not for a year or so. So then, where had he been? But when they got there, the palace was bare. Statues in the halls of Midas, gold between our toes, gold without and gold inside us, strike a lasting pose. For we have touched the hand of Midas, all within its hold will surely turn to gold. They found Midas on his throne, his hand upon his head. He'd turned himself to precious stone, and now he sat there dead. Gold, oh sorrow, I will not see tomorrow, for all that I once had is precious gone. Hold, oh castle, to live here is a hassle, for I am ever captive and alone. Destruction and deliverance. Did this mean fire operated on its own? Jack had an idea how to face the flame alone. And this idea they would try, for no one else wanted to die. What defeats fire? Why water, my dear? What riles water? Why wind? What stops the wind? Why the earth does, my dear. And now we're back where we begin. Fickle ladies of the water, will you make a deal with me? You have pearls, but I have gold, that I will give you readily. Should you this fire devastate, for nothing does my heart more hate. The water rose up against fire, and fire was swept out to far away. Jack's prestige rose higher. He used half the gold as water's pay, the other half to rebuild the nearby towns and marketplace. Not even half was needed, so they used the rest for Jack's palace. For all the people did agree that they would have Jack for their king. He was most fit for the role, and was crowned eternal coal. No matter how the fire burned, Jack's rage was stronger, it had learned. The end of chapter 4. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to presenting to you Chapter 5 next week, The Cat and the Queen. Stay gorgeous, peeps.